Today on BenchBriefs, we're looking at a recent Supreme Court of Canada decision that tackles the delicate balance between federal law and our charter rights. The case is RV Fox, decided in 2026, and it raises important questions about how far the government can go in regulating conduct when it might clash with fundamental freedoms. So, what happened here? Mr. Fox was charged under a federal statute that criminalized certain types of conduct. While the details of the conduct are technical, the key point is that Fox's actions were alleged to violate this law. Rather than simply accepting the charges, Fox challenged the constitutionality of the statute itself. He argued that the law infringed on rights protected by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Specifically, he claimed it violated his freedom of expression and possibly other charter protections. This challenge wasn't just tossed aside. The case went through the lower courts, which ultimately upheld the law. But Fox wasn't done. He took his fight all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada, asking the highest court in the country to weigh in on whether the statute could stand in light of the charter. At the heart of the Supreme Court's review were a couple of key questions. First, did the federal statute actually infringe on constitutional rights? The focus was on freedom of expression, a cornerstone of Canadian democracy. But the court also considered if other charter rights might be implicated. If the court found an infringement, the next step was to decide whether that infringement could be justified under Section 1 of the Charter. Section 1 allows certain limitations on rights and freedoms, as long as those limits are reasonable and can be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. The court also had to interpret the statute carefully. Sometimes courts try to read laws in a way that avoids constitutional problems if possible. So the judges examined whether there was a way to interpret the statute that would respect the charter rights while still upholding the government's objectives. Why does this case matter beyond Mr. Fox? It highlights the ongoing tension between laws aimed at regulating society and the fundamental rights that protect individuals from government overreach. Freedom of expression isn't just about speech we agree with, it's about protecting diverse, sometimes controversial voices. The Supreme Court's decision in RV Fox helps clarify how far the government can go in restricting conduct linked to expression and under what circumstances those restrictions cross the line. This case also reinforces the importance of Section 1 of the Charter as a tool for balancing rights and societal interests. It's a reminder that rights are not absolute, but any limits must be carefully scrutinized and justified. For lawyers, lawmakers, and everyday Canadians, understanding these boundaries is crucial. In summary, RV Fox is a landmark decision that tests the limits of federal power and the protections guaranteed by the Charter. It underscores the Supreme Court's role in ensuring that laws respect constitutional rights while allowing governments to pursue legitimate objectives. Cases like this shape the legal landscape for years to come, influencing how rights and freedoms are understood and protected in Canada. Thanks for listening to Bench Briefs. Be sure to join us next time for another look at the cases that matter explained clearly and concisely. Until then, take care.